2 years. I can't believe it's already been 2 years since I've started this channel. It has flown by. Actually 2 years since yesterday, because I'm actually recording this video a day late. So as of Saturday, April 7th, yes, 2 years. On April 7th, 2016, I posted my first video, a Let's Play of the Doom 2016 beta. And fast forward to today, and we're reaching almost 200 videos uploaded total. And it has been quite the journey. So I really wanted to make this video more as a thank you to all of you that are here watching the channel and supporting the content. The community on this channel just keeps growing bigger and better over time. And I've even gotten to know a couple of you really well just by talking in the comments regularly, talking on Twitter, just by making videos online. It's awesome. But doing this whole YouTube thing, it's crazy. It takes a lot out of you, a lot of work, a lot of dedication if you take it seriously. But yeah, you also see the crazier side of the internet the longer you do this. It's interesting to say the least. I had a dude once, like a year ago, sent me a private message like 2 to 3 paragraphs long, but just to summarize the contents, he basically threatened to poke my butthole if I didn't do the video he was demanding me to do, which of course I did not make the video he requested, so I guess I should be fearful. So yeah, you run into all kinds of people in the world of the internet. But aside from that, I do get a lot of really good comments from you guys. A lot of you guys send me private messages on Facebook and Twitter with things that I really like to hear, things that really remind me why I do what I do, that keep me motivated to continue going and pushing forward. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these with the names crossed out to protect their privacy, of course. Greetings, Fabian. I wanted to take 5 minutes of my day to tell you that your timeline videos are amazing. I loved listening to the Zelda and Castlevania timelines while I was working on lawns. I have a job I really hate. I often wake up miserable and find myself in a rut. Dealing with a divorce and working for my parents, which has led me to a point in my life where I just don't know what to do anymore. I've watched gamer YouTube channels often. I also enjoy the videos of AveGN. And I've often thought my real personality would make for a good channel host. This is something I would love to do, a channel or a podcast. You have inspired me, and I will try to put myself out there when I get some equipment. Thank you, sir. A new fan. This is a comment I received late last year. I've talked on this channel many times about my story. I'm not going to go into detail now because it'll be another 20 minutes, but if you guys have been here a little while, you know it. I used to have a job I hated, and long story short, I decided to quit a high-paying, cushy job to pursue what I really wanted to do, which was YouTube. And here I am today. Knowing that my struggles and my own stories just being shared with you guys inspired someone else to pursue something they really wanted to do, that means a lot to me. I love hearing that from you guys. Let's look at the next one. Not to sound like a weird fan or anything, but I've been watching your timeline videos over and over again since last year, October, as I work on trying to provide content on my own channel. And I just want to say that I love listening to you talk about all these events and moments in these video games as I doodle away on my graphics board. I don't understand how you don't have many more subscribers, but if it means anything at all to you, I'll tell other people about your work and hope I can at the very least get you an extra 10 subs, if not more. Keep up your videos, sir. Also, I believe you said in one of your videos before that you wanted the next generation to learn about these classic titles and play them as you did. Well, thanks to your Castlevania timeline videos, I bought and played Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and I loved the hell out of it. Thanks for introducing me to an awesome game. Sometime this year, I'll look into other Castlevania titles. I don't know this commenter personally, so I don't know their age, but I assume they're a little younger than I am, because they mentioned how I want the next generation to learn about these classic titles, and he went out and played Symphony of the Night, which is an absolute classic. I love introducing people to these games that people use the word retro now, but when I was a kid, these games weren't retro. They were just gaming. You know, it's what I grew up with. So these people that might not even been born yet or were too young to remember these, it's almost a crime that they missed that era. Being able to help them discover that era and go into the early days of gaming, I love hearing when there's an example of this. But along with the good come the pointless, toxic examples that are basically unavoidable if you're a YouTuber. Since we read off 2 good ones, let's read 2 bad ones. This one came from a community post. I randomly posted one day just giving everyone an update on what the subscriber numbers are trying to look like, and I just wanted really to say thank you to people that come on the channel. Someone felt the need to take time out of their day and say, no one fucking cares, you fucking attention whore. I thought this one was hilarious. The guy clearly cared enough to take time out of his day to write that comment. At the end of the day, I appreciate the engagement. Thank you for that comment. That gives me more activity on the post. But yeah, the overall consensus was that this dude needs a chill pill and needs to go find something better to do. Now, I don't like to censor comments or people on this channel. However, this was the only person I had to go as far as to block from the channel. The only time I've ever had to do it, the only time I hope to ever have to do that. If you've played Assassin's Creed, there's a part of the history of that series that crosses through the times of Jesus, and it implies that Jesus and multiple other religious figures, their powers came from technology from an ancient civilization. It's a video game. Someone was offended by the video for the Assassin's Creed timeline because I even mentioned that. His response to the video was, hey, you son of a bitch, I don't like how you portray Christians and Jesus Christ. And how dare you say that some artifact created by a mythological creature helped Jesus, supposed to be helped Jesus perform miracles, and you are trying to insult Christians. Go fuck yourself and fuck your family. So, A, that's not a very Christian thing to say. B, I'm not making fun of Christians. I'm just giving you the story that was provided in the video game. I myself was raised Catholic. And secondly, I would never make fun of anyone's religious beliefs. He continues on, this game promotes hatred for Christians, and in every title it makes us look evil in the Islamic empires has as peaceful, and you do know these people treat women like shit and kill off homosexuals. I want to see an apology on your next Assassin's Creed video. I never apologized because I have nothing to apologize for. First of all, everyone else on the channel kind of jumped on him and started bashing him, which, I mean, clearly you're making yourself look like an ass. But here is the cherry on the milkshake. I thought it was hilarious. One of my subscribers went out of his way to go dig through this guy's profile, found him on Instagram, and keep in mind, he's got this hatred for Assassin's Creed, right? He had like a Snapchat filter picture of himself from Assassin's Creed Origins with like a pharaoh headdress on his head. So that blew my mind on so many levels. I thought that was hilarious. The reason I had to block him, he started just constantly finding me on Twitter and private messaging me on here with a million different video links, videos about the Christian Templars and just conspiracy theories. The guy just, he wouldn't go away. So I had to do it. Just completely out of his mind. See, but those kind of comments, they never get to me. They never bother me at all. I actually find them semi-entertaining, because usually what I'll do is take a screenshot and post it on Twitter and just let the Twitter community make fun of them. So, and at the end of the day, the only people that really look bad are the ones posting those comments. One comment I do want to address that I noticed lately that I get pretty regularly is in some of my videos where I'm not on camera. Sometimes people think I sound like Ethan from H3 Productions. I don't know why. I even asked my fiance, I was like, do I sound like him? She's like, no, not at all. I thought it was just the same person going to different videos of mine and saying, hey, you sound like Ethan from H3. But then I realized in the comment section, you could type in keywords and it'll search for them. So I did that and I get all these comments and they're all different people saying the same things over time. Here's just some of the many that I've gotten. You're like a mixture of John Tron and Ethan Klein. This dude sounds so much like Ethan from H3. It's kind of a mindfuck. This one found its way in here. LOL, you look like John Tron in his 30s. I laughed. I died laughing at that one. I don't know whether to take that as an insult or a compliment. I really don't know, but it was funny. Just going to put that question here. Thoughts on doing a Fire Emblem timeline? And also, has anyone ever said you sounds like Ethan from H3 before? That series was very well made and super entertaining. Glad I came across your channel after watching the Netflix series, which made me curious about the timeline. Keep it up, man. Can't wait to see what you have in store for us. By the way, you sound a lot like Ethan from H3. Has anyone else told you that? Has anyone ever pointed out that you sound like Ethan Klein from H3? So to conclusively answer this question, yes, it has been pointed out before. Apparently. Anyways, let's go ahead and do some shout-outs here, and then we'll explore where the channel is going for year number 3. I thought about all the people that I wanted to give shout-outs to that have their own channels and deserve more views, And I had a list of like 20 people, so I mean, I can't shout out everybody, so I've just hand-selected just a couple of people. So we'll just go ahead and start off with Goblin215. Goblin is a fellow YouTuber that I've really started getting to know a bit better. He live streams a lot of retro games, which, I mean, those are always fun to watch. That never gets boring. And he does a really great job interacting with his audience. He has this clip from the original Castlevania, one of the live streams he did, where he's fighting the mummy boss and he gets completely screwed over. I've seen this clip a million times, and I died laughing the first time.
Run! Wait! Wait! Wait!
Grizzly Station is another YouTuber I've gotten to know well. He has a lot of random funny videos, and he produces his own music too. So, I mean, the guy's really talented. And my favorite series he does, though, has to be his Dumbspiracy series, where he pokes fun at ridiculous conspiracy theories that some people out there actually believe. Like the reptilians, where like every government official in the world is descended from these reptile monsters. Or the flat earth theory, where the earth is actually a flat disc instead of a planet. No offense to anyone here that actually believes in those, but I mean, come on. Next up, Otero Studios. He's an artist that does these videos showcasing his artwork. They're great videos that I like watching on the side while I'm working on my own content, and he's legitimately done work in the comic book industry, so definitely check him out. He's also extremely talented in his craft. On a side note, he also did a video on a Sub-Zero piece that he created, which it came out badass. It looks awesome. And he is mailing it to me. Yeah, he knows I love Mortal Kombat. Thank you, man. I'm excited to receive it. We've also got Joe, the Alt Gamer. He's got a channel where he reviews games, but not just the big AAA titles that everyone does. He has a healthy mix of different games that he talks about. What I like the best is his personality. His views are always very balanced, looking at multiple angles versus jumping on bandwagons or agreeing with review aspects from the rest of the community that so many people do tend to do. It's very refreshing watching the reviews done that way. And this year I started a Patreon to give viewers an opportunity to help the channel more directly. I mean, between kids, bills, debt, general adult life, it leaves me per paycheck about $0 to contribute to this channel. So even though there's not a lot of you yet because it just started and the channel is still growing, clearly, a special thank you to my patrons and the people that have donated on my live streams. Because of your donations, I've been able to buy a proper microphone stand. Before, it was ridiculous. I had the most ghetto setup. I have a little coffee table where I used to put my microphone on top of it, but it wasn't close enough to my mouth to get the good sound quality out of it. So I would take a cardboard box and put it on top of that, and then put the mic on top of that. So now I have a proper microphone stand, and that's all thanks to your guys' donation. So again, special thank you. I made a whole video talking about my Patreon, which you can click right up here, just explaining it, why I decided to do it and whatnot, which I don't want anyone forced ever to feel like they have to donate. You know, if you don't want to or you can't, that's okay too. Just watch my videos, share them, like them, you know the drill. But like I said, the Patreon is pretty small right now. I have 3 patrons that I do want to give a little shout out to here. First up is Your Player 2. Used to be Geeks Podcast, I think it was, but he just rebranded. Great guy. He genuinely cares about helping the YouTube community by sharing his insights and giving advice. And he also does plenty of live streaming. XCoolMe666X, he's been a supporter of this channel since, I mean, the early days, back when I did an X-Men timeline when the X-Men Apocalypse movie came out forever ago. He's got his own channel full of Let's Plays, and he recently broke through that 100 subscriber barrier, so go show him some love and keep him climbing. And finally, Not Another Game Collector. He also just passed that 100 sub mark, and he loves buying retro games and showcasing his collection. He's also experimenting with different kinds of content, so I'm definitely looking forward to seeing his channel grow. I've talked to him personally one-on-one many times, and he's definitely got a huge passion for what he does. And all these channels I've talked about, I did add the links to their channels in the description below, so click them and check them out. You may actually find a channel you really enjoy. When this year started, one of the many promises I made to my viewers on this channel that was important to me was to see more variety on the channel. And so far, so good. So far, I've made a whole new side story series called Untold Legends, which has been getting great feedback. You guys seem to be loving it, so that's going to keep going. Top 10s are now going to be a regular show on the channel, too, which I always have fun doing those and making these lists. I always try to make them a little different than all the other lists out there that may have the same or similar topics. As of the time of this recording, there is 3,284 subscribers on this channel. My end of the year goal is 10,000, which, yeah, that's a pretty lofty goal, but we're getting there one subscriber at a time, one day at a time. And let's go ahead and end this video with what you can expect to see from me for the rest of the year on this channel. Since I've started the channel, I have a full-time job, I have 2 kids and a fiance. It's really challenging to balance all that at times. I felt like I've been stretched too thin, like I'm trying to do this, these people need me here, I have this responsibility, so it's a lot. I never really had a stable schedule, just kind of winged it, maybe doing 1 to 2 videos a week. I just tried out a schedule where I had 2 uploads a week and then a live stream at the end of the week, and I found what started happening. Video number 1 in the week, I would get done just fine. But video number 2 in the week, life kept happening. So I kept finding myself rushing to get that one out week after week after week. So I kept running to a situation where I had to constantly keep rushing content out. I don't want to make content like that because I know just from personal experience and from what I've seen happen to other people, that's going to start affecting the quality of the content. Quality is way more important to me than quantity, and it always will be. So schedule moving forward, actually starting this week. 1 upload on Wednesdays, cycling through all my different series week after week, but we're going to increase the live streams to 2. Every Monday we're going to live stream, try to focus on retro games. Every Friday we're going to live stream, and that's going to focus more on either newer titles or games in my backlog that I've been dying to finish. So again, Mondays retro live streams, Wednesday video uploads, and Fridays another live stream with more modern games. So that's the schedule. Also, breaking news. I know a lot of you are on this channel because you love my timeline series. So the breaking news is that I am currently working on another one starting this week. However, it's still a little, I guess, premature to get excited. I'm just starting it this week. For example, when you guys saw the Assassin's Creed Timeline Part 1 pop up in your subscription feed, on my side, that was the tail end of 2 months' work. So just playing the games, getting footage, getting everything together, making the video, editing. Yeah, it takes forever. But I'm not going to reveal just yet what I'm working on. If you are one of my patrons, you already know. Also, if you were on last Friday's live stream, I mentioned it. So some of you may already know. I will officially reveal it when it's a little closer. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. One thing I do want to bring up, some aspects of this timeline I'm working on may not be canon to the full official story. The reason I mention that is because every time I do one of these timeline, I get what I like to call the canon police. If you guys know me, if you've been following on this channel, you know I don't 100% stick to official canon because I think it's silly. You know, if a game comes out and it makes sense within the overall story and then a company says, oh, that didn't happen, that's not canon anymore, that's kind of silly. If you go through these videos, you'll always, like Castlevania was a big one. Anytime I mentioned anything about Castlevania 64, someone always had to comment, Castlevania 64 is not canon. I know. Anyways, that's all I really have for you guys. I'm currently working on the video for this Wednesday, which I'll reveal a little closer to that day. I'm excited to spend the rest of the year with you guys here. I have everything planned out week for week, all the way up through October this year. And October is going to be a big one. I wish I could just tell you guys everything I have planned, but it's too early, but it's going to be epic. So if you're subscribed to this channel, stay subscribed and bring all your friends with you. It's going to be awesome. I'll see you guys on Monday's live stream.